All right, then let's move on. One of your favourite people in the world, Jim Cornette versus Ricochet. But it goes on and again. A compilation video of some teenagers wrestling in their front room and garden actually made it viral when Will Ospreay shared it with the caption, "I fully support this." Jim Cornette then replied saying, he says from his hospital bed after major surgery, kids keep trying this at home. You should know at this point, Will Ospreay's had neck surgery. So that's kind of what Jim's getting at. Then Ricochet got involved.
Who gave the answer from a hospital bed?
Oh, Jim Cornette is accusing Will Ospreay from giving that answer. You saw the video.
Yeah.
And the kids playing around
and stuff. Kids, hey, that did look pretty rough, though. There's the kids doing it. You know, you wouldn't have a professional. I mean, they take some things. It's getting, somebody is going to die. I've been predicting this anyway. But somebody's going to die in one of these matches because they're going to try to outdo this thing I saw on social media. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And somebody's going to end up getting killed. And I think they've already gotten badly hurt. But some of that stuff is crazy.
But as far as the kids,
okay,
those kids doing it.
We need to put something across the bottom here. Kids, do not attempt this at home.
Well, these kids were attempting it at home. I think there were like a dive that was like way too high out of a window into the garden. But like for the most part, like everything in the living rooms and stuff was like, man, I did that as a kid. You probably did that as a kid. Everyone pretty much did that as a kid. Some of my favourite memories. And I broke bones. It was fine.
Yeah. Can you remember anything you did as a kid that had it gone just a little bit to the left or right or whatever, you could have killed yourself?
Oh, yeah, constantly.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. And I still remember that.
What did you do?
Well, I was going to jump off a bank.
What?
You know, a bank. You know, a bank of...
Oh, right. Not
a bank.
Not a savings and loan. Yeah, I get
No, not that. But it was a bank. But I misjudged the height. And it was like double what I thought it was. And the only thing that saved me was like it was like muddy at the bottom like this. Because if that had been dry, I would have probably broken a leg or broken a hip or done something. But I landed and it was like it cushioned me. And I knew right then I dodged the bullet.
But that's what being a kid's all about, isn't it? Doing stupid stuff. Is.
Well, it's crazy. But okay, and what is Cornette saying?
Okay, so Ricochet gets
involved. What's my good friend Jim saying?
Well, Ricochet says, didn't a bunch of the old school guys have knee, back, hip, neck, and other all types of surgeries and injuries? Weren't they working smart? You sound effing dumb as shit, Ricochet replied. And then Jim Cornette wrote, many did, simpleton. Came from taking bumps as pros and getting paid for them, not getting flung off roofs into parking lots for free as children like you and your trampoline friends who claim to be pros but are stealing money from a rich kid to put on your own jack shit shows. Or jackass shows, I'm sorry.
Now, Jim shouldn't have said that. I think they should start calling for Jim to apologize publicly because he'd love that. That gives him another forum that he could get on. And and I'm not saying I love Jimmy Cornette. I love to watch him go off. You know, he has high blood pressure too. So sometimes when he gets wound up, he is, and this is things he's saying just in spur of the moment. And he's hilarious. So he might get mad at Ricochet. I think it would help both of them because now they cut promos on each other, and Cornette's the best at cutting a promo on somebody else that has pissed him off, maybe slightly. Because it doesn't matter if Jimmy's really pissed off. It just gets longer, I guess. But if you piss him off the slightly, it can be just as good. So, but now what is strange to me is that we're mentioning the name of Jim Cornette and Ricochet in the same sentence because they have nothing in common with each other. And But now Ricochet, but he's showing a little bit of personality now. And so that can only be good for him, because before he wasn't very good on interviews. I don't think he probably still is, but this will help him somewhat. And I think doing the stuff he does, if he had just a half of a spiel, for his mouth, I think he'd do a lot better.
He's building on personality of just being an annoying person. That's basically his wrestling persona, and quite possibly his real life persona as well. I don't know.
Okay, how did this end, or how's it going, or where are they?
No, I'm sure they're just.
Where are they in this?
Back with each other. Oh, I think really the point is that everyone wrestled as a kid. Everyone did stupid stuff as a kid. That's part of the fun. So when you sort of like saying, "Hey, you're all going to end up paralyzed doing that," you probably won't. You'll be fine. Just go have fun.
Well, they could end up paralyzed.
Well, they could, but
because that's how they get hurt.
I mean,
okay, continue.
I was going to say everything's got a line to be drawn. In fact, actually, I wouldn't dive out of a window. I probably would counsel against that.
No, okay, I think I saw that, but what happened there? A kid dived out of a window?
Yeah, just dived out of a window, and then they had this weird pile of boxes, cardboard boxes, but the cardboard seemed to be packed and flat. So I don't even know how that was breaking almost fall. But anyway, looked like fun.
Well, okay. Now just think back, you're a grown man, right? And some other guy comes in and said, "Hey, see those boxes packed up right there?" Yeah. He said, "I want you to come running off that ledge and just do a double somersault or whatever and land on." And you go, "What the hell?" And he said, "Oh yeah, this for one of the deals we're going to do. We're going to put it on TV." Now, I guarantee you, there'd be a lot of people just dying to do that. For me, I'd say, brother, give me what you're on so I can take some of it too, where I can at least understand what you're trying to get at, because I'm not going to jump off anything that's over 2 foot high. I'm not doing it. But some guys, they think that's the way to be successful in pro wrestling.
Mick Foley.
Well, yeah, that's the way he started. It's a wonder he didn't die. Some of that crazy stuff he did. But at least he taped it, and he shows that stuff back every now and then. What was that? He jumped off the house, or did the...
It was like a garage roof, but it was like a pitched roof, so it was actually really, really high. Yeah.
And what did he do? He went through a table?
No, it was like a couple of cardboard boxes and a smelly old mattress.
Oh, my God. But hey, it's according to people are made differently. People are made to do that crazy stuff, and other people's aren't. Other people aren't. I'm not made that way.